Welcome back to the show with your boy Ryan from A Couple of Jars, and we have our AEW Rampage review. It just ended 1 minute ago, and we are here to talk about, the second to last Dynamite before Double or Nothing. So we open up the show. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what it is. We open up with the House of Black taking on Uno, 10, and Fuego. Good back and forth. They gave Uno a lot of offense. They gave 10 a lot of offense. But the House of Black just overpowered them. Too much for them. Fuego got a in the rope DDT to the outside of that top ramp that was held up. He got taken out for the 1, 2, 3. Give me a second. He got taken out over there, and Brody King put the what's that finishing move he put on him? I have written. I'm just gonna find it. The Gonzo Bomb. That was it on Uno for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Death Triangle comes out, reveals a tombstone that says Double or Nothing at the bottom, and as it slowly pulls up, it is House of Black. So we're getting House of Black taking on Death Triangle at Double or Nothing. Next week, you will have our review, at least my review, for previews for the for Double or Nothing, our picks. We'll have those. I still have my title, as always. Jeff can't beat me. Let's be real here. So we'll have those reviews. We got a lot of matches announced again tonight as well that we'll get into. So after that, get that, they announce it, boom, good to go. Then they show that Bones got injured on Elevation or Dark or whatever. He was holding his knee, so he's out for a while. So they said, what are we gonna do, Daddy? What are we gonna do, Daddy? Max Caster turns, what are we gonna do, Daddy? He pushes Austin out the way, puts his arm around Max Caster, and goes, Bowens, I know you're out there and you're listening. We can't wait for you to come back. We hope you get better. And when you do, we're gonna have a scissor party. And then they scissor the camera. It was great. They know what they're doing here. This was grade A stuff. Then we jump to FTR and the challenge that was thrown out to them by Roppongi Vice on Dynamite, where they said they want to go for the New Japan tag titles, the ROH, Triple L, all those titles, and eventually get the AEW titles. They're back full time now. So this is where FTR basically accepts their challenge, because you know what? They want to win this match, because then they can get themselves in line for the New Japan tag team titles and the AEW tag team titles, because they want to hold all the belts. So we are building towards that. And yes, that is the next match. Speaking of New Japan, just to give you an update on the Super Juniors, Yuta is in the B block. He is 1-1 currently, so he has 2 points. You have El Fantasmo and El Desperado, who are currently both 2-0. You also have on the A block, you have Ace Austin, who is wrestling with Impact. Obviously, so is El Fantasmo. He also wrestles with Impact as well, because there is that somewhat of a relationship. I read that they're going to throw Impact in with this Forbidden Door thing, unless it's a surprise. So you have Ace Austin, who hasn't lost a match, as well as Hiromu Takahashi and Alex Zane and Tahira Ishimura. So they're currently the 6 that are undefeated, 4 on the A block, 2 in the B block. But again, it's early. We'll get to see some good matches out of it. And we'll get to see where it goes from there. We'll see how far Yuta makes it, how well he does in the Super Juniors. That would be the big tell-all, and see where we can go from there. I mean, in the last couple of years, Hiromu Takahashi has been the winner the last 2 times, and he is in the other bracket. So if they're going to build to maybe Yuta squeezing in there, but El Desperado's been in the championship match last year, I think it was. 2 years ago it was. And Yo was in it last year. So, excuse me. So we'll see where everyone comes into play, where they end up at, and how well. See if Yuta does end up taking on Hiromu Takahashi, if that ends up being the match. Just want to give you a heads up on just an update on how Yuta is doing in that. Then we cut to Spears taking on Big Damo. This is the big Irishman. They definitely talked about it a lot. Just how big he is and how MJF set this up. And then Spears had some back and forth with him, and went back and forth and out the ring. He kicked him in the face, but then on the outside, Big Damo getting the offense on him. And then Spears turns it around, hit the C4. As he's holding up for the C4, he says, screams Wardlow, drops him to the ground, gets on the mic. He says, basically, it comes out to, he says, hey, everyone says that I'm stuck in the cage with him, but in the end, he's stuck in the cage with me. I am the giant killer. And that's basically how they cut that off. Then we cut to the back for the Cutler Cam. O'Reilly can't wait to face Adam Cole in the finals. They think it'll be a great match. They're excited for that. Obviously, they're overlooking Samoa Joe next week on Dynamite. But again, with the injury to the arm, which is how they can, because Kyle O'Reilly is a great hold submission/hold specialist, he's going to focus on that arm. And that's how he is going to end up getting the win there. We'll see Adam Cole taking on Kyle O'Reilly, and I'm okay with Kyle O'Reilly winning this. Okay, the other one winning it. But that's how I think we're going to build to that. But basically, that happens there, that back and forth love fest, and how he took out Sting, and he's so happy he took out Sting. Then the Young Bucks are there, and they go, hey, Hardys, because that all had attack. They call them out for Double or Nothing. I thought they were going to call them out in LA for their home show, but they're not. They're calling them out Double or Nothing. Later on, we find out that match is set for Double or Nothing. Tony Khan does sign that match, and we have that. Then we go to Kris Statlander taking on Red Velvet. When I say Statlander, woman handles Red Velvet in the beginning of this match. I mean, she just destroys her. Red Velvet gets back into it by attacking her knee, the injured knee from last year, I guess it was 2 years ago, with the awkward fall from Nyla Rose that took Statlander out for a good 9 months. It was 2 years at this point. Wow. So, there was that, but there's a lot of back and forth. At one point, Kiera Hogan attacks her from the outside when she was in between the post. She was stuck under the ropes in the post. Kiera Hogan attacks her for a little bit while Red had her distracted. This ends with, as some people call it, the most devastating move. And it was a roll up that was flipped from Red Velvet onto Kris Statlander, and Kris Statlander flipped it again, and boom, we get Kris Statlander with the win on the 1-2-3, really, really close. After the match, they attack Kris Statlander. Ruby Soho was on commentary, just like her facial expressions were fantastic here. Like whenever you'd see Statlander throwing around Red Velvet, her face was like in awe. And whenever you saw Red Velvet put on her move, she was just like, wow, like these two have come really, really far. So we have both of those. She sold it well. These two are going to be two women to reckon with. She comes down to save Kris Statlander. Then Jay Carl gets in the ring and attacks, and a Jay comes out of nowhere, grabs Mark Sterling's crutch, chases them out the ring. That cuts off of that. And that's how basically that ends that segment here. It was a great match between Statlander and Red Velvet. I want to say it was like a 12-minute match, something like that. They got some good time. They did some of the things. They showed how powerful Statlander is. They showed how far along Red Velvet has come from before, and just, if she can hold her own in a match, and she did really, really well as well. Again, these are two great women in the women's division who have a great future with AEW. So then after that, we cut to the promo for Hookhausen and Tony Nese and Mark Sterling for that match at the buy-in for Double or Nothing. And they show Tony Nese, working out doing push-ups, Sterling like holding his neck with his brace and his crutch, and Tony Nese throwing that out the way, doing basically I'm not a lifter, sorry, doing squats with Sterling on his shoulders. You see Hook doing the same thing back and forth with the medicine ball, doing pull-ups like that. You see and they're together, by the way. Each team's together. You see Danhausen holding onto the bar one-handed and hanging like this, like trying to pull up. You see him eating chips while Hook is doing the medicine ball. Just basically, you have two guys who are premier in their own sense, no pun intended, but very focused on working out, and then two guys who really aren't. So it was intriguing, interesting. It was just funny to see. Then we cut to the men of the year in the ring. Basically, hey, we broke up the Jericho. This is Ethan Page. We broke up the Jericho Society. Listen to me, the Inner Circle, and you hear Jericho blow, but it's like, dude, you broke them up. But but basically they were the cause of why they broke up. We got rid of Sammy and Ty, and we got them out the way. And then Scorpio gets something like, I'm not here to talk, I'm here to fight. The burning of SCU, basically, or destroying SCU, whatever he said. Boom. Cut to the Tron, the big, whatever you want to call it, basically the video screen up the ramp. Sammy's calling, hey, you know what? You looking for your belt? Because Sky got his belt. Like, you want it? Hey, it's right here. You want it? You want it? I would never want to do anything with this belt, but other people have different issues. Takes the sledgehammer, hits the belt, takes the TNT off of it. And we want the match. Dan goes, no, you're not getting the match. And they go, you know what? I have somebody else here who wants to take a shot at this. In comes Frank Kazarian, looking like a reservoir dog, as Excalibur put it. He goes, basically, I'm going to destroy you. You cheat me out of this. The burning of SCU, whatever, and then just destroys the belt with the sledgehammer, basically hinting at a 3-on-3 match with. And he also said something about no wonder why no one likes you. You guys are sickening or whatever about Sammy and Ty. And then they make out in the background when he's speaking. It just kind of works with the reservoir looking dog outfit, honestly. Destroys the belt. Basically, we're going to get a trios match here as well. 6-person tag, whatever you call it. With, I'm assuming, Sammy, Frankie, and Ty are going to team together along with Paige Van Zant, Ethan Page, and Scorpio Sky. And we'll see that match. I'm assuming they didn't announce it for the pay-per-view, unless I missed it. So maybe a Dynamite or Rampage type of deal. But I think we will get that match sooner rather than later. Then we cut to who are we cutting to now? What did I miss? The Hookhausen, the Men of the Year. Then we cut to Tony Storm and Britt Baker. Britt Baker saying, hey, I'm going to take you out. And then Tony Storm basically saying, I'm going to knock all of your teeth out, and I'm going to become your DMD. And just leaves Britt Baker speechless for the first time ever. And she just walks off. And then that's how that segment ends. Really looking forward to that match next week on Dynamite. You're going to see how that happens. Basically, if your Crows get involved in a lot of bull stuff and a lot of stuff. Then Jade gets on the cuts a promo and says, you want to listen, AJ, I'm talking specifically to you. You want to get in my way and da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, how about a double or nothing, you and me for the TNT title? I'm going to kick your ass or something like that. Something along those lines of basically going to beat her up. So she's giving her another shot at the TNT title. She beat her for number 25, 26, somewhere in there. So this will be for 31. So this will be a tough decision when we do the preview prediction show next week, because I can't see her losing titles early, but I mean, they've been building up Anna Jay a lot, so it's going to be a tough call. We'll talk about it next week on the preview on the review show, on the prediction show. Hey, I'll get it right eventually. Then we go to Bryan Danielson and Moxley taking on Sydal and Dante. Basically, when Mark Hammer talked to them, they said, we don't believe in violence, all that stuff, and Moxley saying, violence is what we do, and basically. Dante Martin took a lot of the brunt at the beginning of this. The Sydal comes in, gets some offense in on Moxley. Moxley then lifts him up and drops him face first into the top of the rope. That gives them back the advantage. We cut to commercial break somewhere after that. You come back and you get them. Dante Martin flying out of the ring to attack Moxley and Danielson. Sorry. They slide back in the ring. You have Dante hits his springboard cutter. Sydal hit the Meteor onto. There were a couple of things that happened there. I really just jumped around. Hits the Meteor. This match was really, really well. Fans were going crazy for it. It's a match you definitely have to see. Meteor onto Bryan Danielson on the apron on the outside of the ring. And then he barely gets in to save Moxley from the three from the springboard cutter. You had the label locked in, and Dante Martin was able to get out of that. And then Sydal took Danielson out of the ring. Moxley went in and attacked Dante. Honestly, I mean, there were some tags that were made. I really, you don't know who's legal at this point when they go crazy. Obviously, it was Moxley who was legal, though. But I can't remember. Obviously, it was a tag made, but he elbows Dante after a while. Sydal tries to get in to help. Danielson comes in, puts him in a hold around his leg lock around his neck. Moxley keeps elbowing him, then picks him up. And Paradigm shifts him. Before that, did miss something. Dante Martin jumped from the top of the rope to go for I want to say it was a drop kick from the top rope. He throws him to the ground and he rolls him up, and then he went and hit him. It was a lot of back and forth. The last 2 minutes were crazy. Paradigm shifts him. Boom, 1, 2, 3. They win the match. On commentary was Jericho with Hager by his side, and on the other side was William Regal. They were all up there talking, and he kept saying, I don't like you, and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of back and forth, and how and who was it? Red Velvet got the Sports Entertainer of the Week by Jericho as well. And then after the match, as they're walking up the ramp, and if you didn't know, spoiler, I guess not spoiler because they don't really show it here. And I think that was purposely done. They walk up the ramp, they get attacked. Hager, so I'm assuming it was Hager that ended up pulling it off. Again, I'm not blaming anybody. It was a freak accident. But you get Santana, Ortiz, Kingston, Jericho, Matt Menard, Cool Hand Ange, Daniel Garcia, all fighting at the top of the ramp. But it was a raised ramp that went to the ring, so it wasn't like the usual one they have. So what happened was, again, if you didn't hear about it, Danielson's leg got caught between the ramp and the ring. It took them, I think they said 30 minutes to an hour. It was 30 minutes to get his leg outside of it. My pick. Oh, and sorry, I'll get to that. Sorry, Marcus commented. Marcus Devil May Cry commented. Who do I think is going to win the Owen Cup for the men? I think it's going to be Kyle O'Reilly. If you didn't hear the beginning of that, and for the women, I think it's going to be Toni Storm who ends up taking this one. I think you'll see Toni Storm taking on Kris Statlander or Ruby Soho. I think it's going to be WWE versus WWE as well as XWE versus XWE, as well as the XWE of Adam Cole taking on Kyle O'Reilly as well. But I think O'Reilly and Toni Storm are the two to win it. I would not be mad if Ruby Soho does turn around and end up winning that. I'd be okay with it. Thank you for the comment, Marcus. So those are my two picks for the Owen Cup for the men and the women's side. There are belts. Honestly, there are belts that are being presented to the winners. They're going to have the purple and black scheme as Owen Hart's, the Hart Foundation's colors. So they will be presented to the winners at Double or Nothing. So that'll be pretty cool to see. There also is trios titles already in the back with AEW. They haven't talked about it, haven't shown them yet. I'm assuming that's because we're waiting for Kenny Omega to come back. And Kenny Omega and the Bucks take on, I'm assuming it'll be the Blackpool Combat Club for those. Marcus with another comment here. His pick is Kyle. He has the spirit of Owen, which I agree, which is why my pick is Kyle as well. He has, the Canadian, he loved Owen Hart. He has that spirit of Owen Hart in him and all that stuff. So I definitely don't disagree here. And yes, you basically have Adam Cole, who's HBK kid. I was going to talk about it if that's what I talk about it. So thank you for bringing that up, Marcus. You have Adam Cole, who is an HBK kid, taking on Kyle O'Reilly, who is an Owen Hart kid. And that just in itself is awesome. Just like when they had, which I guess we didn't talk about, Adam Cole taking on Dax Harwood. That was HBK and Owen Hart as well. We had that in that match as well. I honestly wouldn't hate if either win. Honestly, they both, and listen, yes, Adam Cole is a HBK kid, but he also does appreciate Owen Hart as well. I do see why people would, and why you would have an issue with Adam Cole winning. But again, I mean, it'll be a great match. I'm expecting Kyle to win this one as well, only because of that. But again, we had HBK taking on Owen Hart with Cole and Dax, and Cole came out on top. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. And I think it'll be the same respect like Dax and Cash had when they fought in their first round matchup. Either way, it'll be really, really good to see how it comes out top, who comes out on top here. And I honestly would have thought he would have put Darby in those finals, but they had Jeff win, and then Cole beat Jeff. I would have been okay, honestly, with Dax taking on O'Reilly in the championship. I thought it would have been a fantastic championship match. Again, nothing against Adam Cole. I love Adam Cole. I just think that would have been a good one, but I like, how they built this one as well. They're doing a great job with that. Then you had so then they get attacked after the match, and what you didn't see is Danielson's leg gets caught in between the raised ring and the ring itself, and so getting his leg out of there was the most difficult. It took 30 minutes, which is crazy. He ended up walking out on his own juncture. I hadn't seen any news about him being injured. So hope it was just hurt because it was stuck there for 30 minutes because it took him so long. I get they were being careful and all that. It sucks to see. Again, Hager's the one who took him back there. I'm not saying he's the one who did it. It could have been when they were all fighting on the ramp. Someone got knocked off and his leg got caught. But we went off the air with showing the back with Kingston and Santana taking on whoever was over here. And then when they went to where Danielson was, they were really far back, and they were looking at them like this, which I realize I don't have my light on now and how dark I look. Sorry about that. How dark it looks back here. So it was, they definitely could see, but you could see like he was sort of stuck there and like they were there but weren't there type of deal. So that is my Rampage review this week. You have Ruby again. Winner should up. Sorry, here's Marcus again. Winner should have the spirit of Owen. Ruby has it. Again, Ruby has it, but I also think Toni Storm has it as well. Just, based on her wrestling and her background of growing up from watching Owen Hart wrestle and all that stuff from I remember hearing back in her WWE days and stuff like that, her talking about it. Owen does mean a lot to her as well. I get Ruby. I'd be okay with Ruby winning it. If we get Ruby versus Britt in the championship, that would be a rematch of the women's champion when Ruby first came into the company when she won the Casino Battle Royale. So that'd be a good rematch. It'd also be good to see Toni Storm taking on Ruby as well. Either match I'm okay with. If Britt does win, I could see her taking it to the championship and winning. Although I could also see her losing and Adam Cole losing. Like I said, they both lose as well. So we'll see where that ends up. I appreciate the comments. Marcus Devil May Cry, who is on Twitch watching us right now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on, all that good stuff, so you know when we go live. Usually for Rampage, I am live usually right after, if not same night of or next day with the Rampage review. The Dynamite reviews haven't gone up as much. I'm waiting for Jeff, and then he hasn't been available for it. But those are still going to come. I may just do those after Dynamite on Wednesdays now, because the last 2 weeks he hasn't been available, and I may do those as well myself, just so we can get some more content there for you guys. So on that note, again, like, share, subscribe on YouTube to a couple of jars, on our Twitch channel where Marcus is watching us right now. Subscribe to our Twitch. We're going to try to put some more content out for that. Hopefully the AEW game comes out in September as rumored. They haven't announced anything yet, because we will be streaming that once that comes out. Have that. I will make sure I get that one on day one, so we have some content on that on the channel, as well as on our YouTube channel, as well as streaming it live on Twitch and talking to you guys live when we're playing the game and just giving you all around feel for the game and just see where it may come from. So on that note, everybody, appreciate the comments, appreciate the interaction with you guys, and we will see you again, if not Wednesday or Thursday, next Friday for Rampage before Double or Nothing. It'll be a live Rampage. And then also prediction show we'll go live with on either after our Rampage review or Saturday, depending on when, if Jeff's available, Saturday night, maybe we'll try and get that one out. And then back for a Double or Nothing review as well, if I get a chance to get it this time around, this pay-per-view, because then we have Forbidden Door, which is next month, and I do want to watch that as well. I hate to throw on Sundays. That really cuts into my sleep for work the next day, but I know for you guys, we'll see what we can do. Again, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.